Have you ever stood in a cafe knowing what you want, but the words just freeze? Today we meet someone who felt exactly that way.
Her name is Maria. She just arrived in London, and she's terrified of ordering coffee.
That fear is so real. I remember feeling invisible in new places, like I didn't belong.
What if I told you that fear has a name, and that understanding it changes everything about learning English?
We're going to walk with Maria through her first week. A cafe, a bus stop, a new office. Small moments that feel huge.
And we'll discover why simple phrases work better than perfect grammar, why mistakes are actually gifts, and how courage matters more than readiness.
By the end, Maria does something she never imagined possible. Something that proves she finally belongs.
So let's step into that busy London cafe. Let's feel what Maria feels. And let's unlock real English together.
Picture this. You're Maria. You just arrived in London. You walk into a busy cafe. There's a long line of people. The menu board has so many words. Your heart beats fast.
I remember that feeling. Everything seems too difficult, too fast. You want to run away.
But Maria stays. She waits in line. She looks at the menu. Cappuccino, Americano, flat white. She doesn't know these words.
This is where one simple phrase changes everything. Just 3 words. Can I have?
Wait, why is this phrase so powerful? There are many ways to ask for things.
Because it does 2 things at once. First, it's polite. Very polite. Second, it's incredibly simple. You know, research shows that learning these ready-made phrases, they call them formulaic sequences, actually reduces the mental effort for beginners.
So Maria doesn't need to think about grammar rules?
She just needs to remember 3 words. Can I have? Then add what she wants. Can I have coffee? Can I have water? Can I have help?
But what about saying, I want coffee? That's even simpler.
Here's the thing. Many A2 learners make this mistake. They use I want because it's direct, but in English culture, it sounds too strong, almost rude. Can I have is softer, friendlier.
So Maria reaches the front of the line. The barista smiles and says, what can I get you?
And Maria takes a breath. She points at the menu. She says those 3 magic words. Can I have coffee?
The barista nods. Sure, what size? Maria doesn't understand size, but she points at a cup. The barista understands.
This is beautiful. Maria didn't need perfect English. She needed one good phrase, and the courage to use it. That phrase, can I have? It's actually part of what linguists call the Oxford 3000 list. These are the most essential words in English. They cover about 85% of everyday spoken communication.
So if you learn these core phrases, you can handle most real situations?
Yes, and here's what I love about Maria's moment. She didn't just get coffee. She got confidence. She proved to herself, I can do this. I can communicate. I can survive in English.
One phrase, 3 words, a whole new world opens. But getting coffee is just the beginning, because next, Maria needs to find her way to her new apartment. So Maria's standing there with her coffee, feeling good about that first win. But now she needs to actually get somewhere.
Right, and this is where things get real. She pulls out her phone, opens the map, and nothing makes sense. Street names she can't pronounce, directions that look like spaghetti.
I've been there. You're in a new place, staring at your phone like it's going to magically tell you where to go.
So Maria does what she has to do. She sees an older woman waiting at the bus stop and walks over. And here's where she uses the most important phrase for any traveler, which is, excuse me, where is? 3 words, that's it. Excuse me, where is the library? Simple, but I'm guessing the answer isn't always so simple. Not at all. The woman smiles and says, the library is on Main Street. And Maria nods, but inside she's thinking, what does on mean? Is it literally on top of the street? Yeah, those little words, in, on, at, they seem so basic, but they're actually kind of brutal. They are, and here's why. Research shows that prepositions of place are one of the top mistakes for A2 learners. Not because they're stupid, but because these tiny words work completely differently in different languages.
What happens in Maria's head?
She's translating. In her language, maybe you say in the street or at the street, but in English, we say on the street. It doesn't follow logic. It's just how we say it. And about 40% of preposition errors come from this direct translation habit.
That's a lot. So how does she figure it out?
The woman sees Maria's confused face and does something beautiful. She points. The library is on Main Street, next to the park, and she gestures with her hands, showing the relationship between the buildings.
So she's creating a picture.
Yes, and that's the key. Studies show that when learners visualize a story, they remember spatial prepositions way better. It's not about memorizing rules. It's about seeing the library next to the park, on the street, in the neighborhood.
So Maria's not just learning words, she's learning to see the world in English.
Precisely. And she repeats it back. On Main Street, next to the park. The woman nods. Maria smiles. She's got it.
But she's still got to get there.
Right. And that's where the next challenge comes in. Because knowing where something is and actually getting there, two very different things.
So Maria walks into her new office. Her heart beats fast. A man walks toward her. He's smiling. He says, "Hi, I'm John."
And here's the moment. What should Maria say?
She remembers the phrase, "Nice to meet you." Simple words, but they matter.
They really do. Research shows that saying, "nice to meet you," builds immediate social trust in English. It's like opening a door.
Maria says it with a smile. "Nice to meet you, John." And something changes in the room.
The smile is important. Words plus warmth. That's the formula.
John relaxes. He says, "How's it going?" Wait, what does that mean?
It means, "How are you?" It's casual, friendly. People use it at work all the time.
So it's not about going somewhere?
No, it's just a greeting. "How's it going?" equals, "How are you today?"
Maria knows this one. She says, "Good, thanks. And you?"
Perfect. Short, natural. She's doing it.
But then John asks, "What are you working on today?" And Maria freezes.
Why does she freeze?
Because she's thinking about grammar, present simple or present continuous. She's not sure.
This is so common. A2 learners often mix present simple and present continuous at work. It's a real challenge.
What should she say?
She could say, "I'm learning the system." Present continuous, because it's happening now.
Maria takes a breath. She says, "I'm learning the system today."
And John nods. He understands. He doesn't care about perfect grammar.
Wait, is it really okay to make mistakes here?
Yes, connection is better than perfection. People want to understand you. They want to help you.
So Maria doesn't need to be perfect.
No, she needs to be brave. She needs to try.
John shows her to her desk. He says, "Welcome to the team." Maria smiles.
She did it. She used social English. She made a connection.
And now she has a friend at work, just from a few simple phrases. That's the power of social language. It's not about big words. It's about opening doors. But Maria's day isn't over yet, because at lunch, something unexpected happens. Emma, I want to ask you something. Why do we freeze when we try to speak English? Maria felt this at the café. Her mind went blank.
That is a beautiful question, Alex. There is a name for this. It is called the affective filter.
The affective filter? What does that mean?
Think of it like this. When you feel nervous or scared, stress builds a wall in your brain. This wall blocks new words from entering. You cannot learn when the wall is high.
So anxiety literally stops us from learning? That explains so much.
Yes. Research shows that language acquisition succeeds best when learner anxiety is near zero. When you are relaxed, your brain opens. Words flow in naturally.
But how do we break this wall? How do we lower the filter?
Here's the secret, Alex. Be kind to yourself. Every mistake is a lesson, not a failure. When you accept this, the wall starts to fall. So we need to change how we feel about mistakes? Precisely. Positive emotions increase the brain's ability to retain new words. When you smile at your mistakes, you learn faster. When you judge yourself, the wall grows higher. This is powerful. So Maria's nervousness was not weakness. It was just her filter being too high. Yes, and she lowered it by trying anyway. By speaking even when scared. That is true courage. That is how we learn. I love this. So the key is not to be perfect. The key is to be brave and kind to ourselves. You understand it perfectly, Alex. Lower your filter. Open your heart. Let the words come in. This is the real secret of learning English. So Maria walks through the city. She sees something. A woman stands near the bridge. The woman looks at a map. She turns the map. She looks confused. This is the moment. Maria could walk past. She could stay invisible. But something is different now. Yes, Maria stops. Her heart beats fast. She remembers the coffee shop. She remembers Tom's kind face. She thinks, I can do this. The woman looks up. Maria takes a breath, and she speaks. 3 simple words. Can I help you? Just 4 words, but they change everything. The woman smiles, a big, grateful smile. She says, oh, thank you, I am lost. Maria feels warm inside. She is helping someone. Maria points to the map. She uses simple words. She says, "The museum is there. Turn left. Walk 5 minutes." The woman understands. And here's what matters. Maria's English isn't perfect. She makes small mistakes. But the woman doesn't care. Communication happens. "You are very kind. Thank you so much." Maria says, "You're welcome. Have a nice day." She is no longer invisible. Think about this shift. 2 weeks ago, Maria walked past people. She stayed silent. She felt small. Now she offers help. She starts conversations. This is the real victory. Not perfect grammar. Not a big vocabulary. The victory is courage. The victory is connection. Maria watches the woman walk away. The woman waves. Maria waves back. She feels something new. Pride, confidence, belonging. She helped someone today. With English, with kindness. The bridge brought her here.